walk around. We only have 10 people waiting, which is messed up. We should have a couple hundred, but I guess that's not the life we're living today, huh, lads? Will's here. I love Will. I'm waiting for YouTube to catch up with the fact that I went live so I can do a simple sound check. Shouldn't be that fucking hard. YouTube? By the way, look at all the work that the sheet's doing behind me. It's that bright and the lighting is this fucked up with the sheet. Imagine without the sheet. There's a... Shut up, YouTube. If I could have an ad blocker still with you, I would, but it messes with a lot of things on my end. Anyway, the sun is setting directly behind me, just outside of a window. So, it's a lot sheet's doing behind me. Alright, the audio's good. We don't have a lot of time. We don't have a lot of time. I'm going to bust through as many of these replays as I can. But the quick intro while people gather is the Warpstone Cup is going on right now. It is essentially a World Championship style format. There are 3 stages. We are currently just over halfway through Stage 1. Stage 1 will eliminate half the players in the tournament. Stage 2 will be time zone based. I don't want to go into the details too much because it doesn't matter to this stream specifically, but Stage 2 will be time zone based groupings. You'll face other people in your time zone. And then Stage 3 will be big best of 5 live streamed things with multiple people co-casting at the same time. CA will be hosting the finals on their stream for sure. We're not sure about the semifinals yet. Depends on how their scheduling works out. So that's what people are fighting for. Also, you can see in the blocker, bottom left, they're fighting for a trophy, Steam money, and a whole bunch of Skaven plushies and stuff. So people are fighting for prizes, right? So you're going to see sweaty, try-hard stuff. If you're like, man, will we see some cool and creative builds? Maybe like 1 or 2 the whole stream, but you're probably going to see people playing the best possible strategies available to them right now and abusing the meta as much as possible because it's a sweaty tryhard event, right? Sometimes we have silly stuff, sometimes we have new player tournaments, sometimes we have sweaty tryhard stuff. This is sweaty tryhard stuff. Right. All right. I gotta get heading towards bed in about an hour and a half to get to work in the morning, so we could probably do like 3 or 4 best of 3s if I shut up and get on with it. So I put you all in blocker world. Hey, Totsky, Knighthood, John B. John B shouting hello to himself. Nardu's here. Anyway. Yeah, I put the blocker up so you guys don't see whatever replay I click on. If there's 2 replays or if there's 3, you know what the game score was, right? And let's grab some of these, huh? Bwags versus Titus. Seems like a good one to start on. Bwags versus Titus. Bwags is not known for playing seriously. In fact, he is known for the exact opposite. A silly shenanigans maker. This looks like a solid Tomb Kings build, so maybe he put on his serious face for this tournament. On the other side, Titus has been talking to me a lot in DMs about various factions. I won't sell them up a river here, but Greenskins has been one of them. I'm going to make my camera a little smaller for you guys. It's not such a big part of the action. You put me in the blocker world? Deja vu? What did I do? What happened? Long time lurker, gotta say you quickly become my favorite Total Warhammer content creator. Hold on. I know I said I have to be fast, but now I have questions. Long time lurker? But I've quickly become your favorite Total Warhammer content creator, which means for a long time, if I'm reading that correctly, you thought I was shit. And then all of a sudden you were like, never mind, he's pretty great. Is that a compliment? Are you taking a pass at me right now? No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. Wine stream? Yeah, dude. Were these games single game elimination? No, Totsky, good question. Stage 1. It seems complicated, but it's really not. You play a best of 3 every week against someone with your score. So at the start, 0-0, everyone gets randomized and they fight someone else at 0-0. People who win face other people who win. People who lose face other people who lose. You keep going with that format until you get 3 wins and advance to stage 2, or you get 3 losses and you fall out of the tournament entirely. That's it. So if at one point you have a score of 1 and 2, the person you're going to fight is also having a score of 1 and 2. Okay? Okay. So this is round 2, so I believe Bwags and Titus would be in the 0-1 bracket, if I remember correctly. So both these players, I believe, lost their first round, but if either of them is in the chat, they can feel free to correct me. For the Greenskins of Titus, we have Orc Boar Biggins, paired with Forest Goblin Spider Riders, Savage Orc Biggins, and Goblins for our front line, with Squig Herd, Stone Trolls, Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, to Swamp Things. And that is looking like it ad nauseum. We have Azhag the Slaughterer on foot with only Spirit Leech. And if you are recognizing this name, Titus was in our new player tournament last night. He came in 3rd out of 30 players. So while he is a relatively newer player, I mean, it seems pretty solid. We'll see if he can hold up to Bwags. Bwags used to be a new player, won the new player tournaments, and then went on to play in our Vermin League and just kind of live his best Bwags life. For his Tomb Kings, we have Skeleton Warriors and Spearmen across the front line, 4 melee Ushabti, 2 Sporkle Stalkers, one of which is the Eyes of the Desert, a Screaming Skull Catapult, Chosen the Gods as their only Ushabti Grapos, and then Cetra the Imperishable on horseback with Incantation Protection and Cursed Blades. Okay. Greenskins going to slam into the front line of the Tomb Kings. The Tomb Kings did invest a lot of resources into their front line, thinking about 4 melee Ushabti. I still think the Greenskins will probably win that front line fight. The Tomb Kings front line just is not built to handle what the Greenskins bring to the party. Big flank coming in. The Goblin Wolf Rider Archers do not want to get blobbed up on the Eyes of the Desert. They want to hit the Screaming Skull Catapults in melee, and it looks like they're going to do so. A couple get stuck here and there, but mostly they're getting onto Screaming Skulls, which is really good. Chosen the Gods have already burned through about half their ammunition very quickly. These other Forest Goblin Spider Riders need to keep moving. Orc Boar Biggins unfortunately got caught up on the front line where they really don't want to be. But Azhag's moving up, starting off with Spirit Leeches on Cetra the Imperishable. That is good stuff. The Screaming Skull is offline already. The Greenskin front line is doing its work. A Skeleton Warrior is about to die. Another one's at half health. But the Forest Goblins that were briefly forgotten took so much damage to the Sporkle Stalkers, and they are cowardly Greenskins. Unless they get a Wah soon. Hey, there it is. I was going to say they're going to rout, but never mind. Wah gives them a little bit more oomph. Screaming Skull Catapults get finished off, and the Boar Boy Biggins and the Spider Riders over here did very little to the Eyes of the Desert and their Ushabti friends. But the front line is going increasingly poorly for the Tomb Kings, as we expected. Skeleton Warriors falling apart, just barely clinging to life. And over here, it's getting actually really bad, as even the Ushabti are dying to the Stone Trolls. Cetra is trying to bail out that situation. Azhag's keeping his front line going for a little bit. But yeah, front line's going well for the Greenskins. The flanks, I don't know who I would qualify it as going well for. I guess the Tomb Kings, because they're holding more solid, but they did lose a Screaming Skull Catapult, and these have Chosen the Gods are still just getting harassed. But yeah, the Tomb Kings are overall holding. But I think for the Tomb Kings, they would want to be winning the side fights a lot faster, considering how poorly the front line's going for them. They want to win so they can turn their assets towards the front line and try and save these guys. It's soon going to become the problem where, like, your backline is going to have to constantly run away from things just sprinting at it. But I will say the Orc Boar Biggins have been extremely underwhelming here. Even when they get the engagements that they want, they have been underperforming. And then this one has just had issues trying to get around this like little cliff face. It keeps running back and forth into Ushabti, just getting no damage done. Yeah, that's pretty sad. I'm getting a little worried about the Greenskins, because while they are getting through the front line, they're getting through the front line after taking so much damage, they might just cycle route into oblivion. The Ushabti summon from the Tomb Kings is out. Now it will fade away with time, and the balance power is dead even with a fake Ushabti at full HP, which is one little thing the Greenskins can take to heart. They need to find a way to stop these Sporkle Stalkers, though. Because left to their own devices, I mean, they'll just keep shooting and kiting everything out into oblivion. Tomb Kings losing all of their front line. Their only infantry left is this half-health spear. Other than that, I think they're literally out of infantry, which can be a problem. If you've ever played Ogre Kingdoms, you know that you need Nobblers to keep those guys alive, so I'm sure Ushabti don't want to be fighting Stone Trolls and Goblins and Squigs all on their own. Orc Boar Biggins getting in there, but they get countercharged by the Ushabti with anti-large due to the Jaff's Incantation Curse Blades Overcast. Gonna be beating these guys up. They're gonna rout. I really hope the second Wah doesn't come in while everything is routing. They're gonna need to time the second Wah with a good engagement. Andrew V with the $5. To be fair, first time I joined a stream, you were salty as fuck screaming. Later realized that salty hummus is half the fun. Dude, it's true. I have been trying to get better about being salty, but also, I know what I am. Bounce power is still dead even 5 minutes into this game, and the Greenskins are starting to prevail as the Ushabti summon has faded away. All of the units on the battlefield are real and permanent now. Arkin's not here to throw down summons, and the Ushabti summon's already been used. Eyes of the Desert getting a little bit low as Wolf Riders are shooting in from the trees just to offer a little bit more harassment fire. But these Chosen of the Gods are chilling. Still firing away. Stone Trolls get over here to Sporkle Stalkers, and do they go for the Stalkers, or do they go all the way to the Chosen of the Gods? I do not know. And Azhag is a slowly ticking time bomb for Cetra. Greenskins don't even have to kill him in melee as long as Azhag just use every Spirit Leech he has onto Cetra, the Imperishable, he'll be fine. Swamp Thing's in here fighting with the Ushabti and the Sporkle Stalkers with some Goblin support, but does anything here cost Terror? No. Oh, that's actually huge for the Greenskins. The Goblins will fight to the end. Not like they'll, usually where they just get terror-outed out the moment anything goes wrong at all. Skeleton Spearman holding for now is a bit of a problem for these Stone Trolls that don't want them there, and Goblin Wolf Rider still trying to offer what support they can. Ushabti maybe going to start crumbling. There they go. And the Greenskins do need that crumbling to help them out because this late game is not favoring them. I know the balance of power says they're chilling, but I am less sure. Those health bars are danger low, and Azhag's full HP, but he is just a little foot caster. So it's not like he actually is going to turn this game around on his own. So he really needs Crumbling to be a bro and help him out. Crumbling is trying to take this Ushabti, but it rallies back up for a brief moment. Also, the Eyes of the Desert are occasionally down in the dirt, and Azhag gets stuck fighting Cetra. Cetra is a better duelist. Azhag's going to need some help. Stone Troll's trying to offer that help. More and more Goblins closing in as the final Skeleton Spear has faded away. Azhag gets a Spirit Leech onto Cetra, but he used to be full HP. He's now lost a little over a third of HP in the last couple hits. Jeff's Incantation Curse Blades upping Cetra's melee stats even further as Azhag tries to grind through him. The Eyes of the Desert are about dead. Chosen of the Gods and the other Sporkle Stalkers stuck in melee as they try to snipe out the Greenskin Lord, and that would probably win the Tomb Kings the game, just judging by how low the leadership is for the Greenskins everywhere. If Azhag died, that could seal it, but looks like that's not going to be the case. Titus gets him to safety, then charges back in, then gets him to safety. All right, not going to throw Azhag away, good. I think one more Spirit Leech seals this game. It'll get Cetra so low that he'll start crumbling on his own, and also the balance of power so low that they will just army loss. So we'll be waiting for that game-winning Spirit Leech. There it is. Let's see if I'm right. 45 years of Warhammer experience teaches me one thing, and it's I know exactly when army loss is happening, you fucks! Why do you keep doubting me? I'm always right! Are you winning? Yes, Jeremy, yes. All right. That was a very good game to start off the stream on. I have not watched any of these ahead of time. I didn't rig that. Sporkle Stalkers did all right. Chosen of the Gods did great. Cetra really let Wags down, and that's where I'm at too. Whenever I play Tomb Kings, I sometimes play Cathay, but I usually just play Arkin. I feel like Cetra is just underwhelming. No matter how much people try to sell me on him, his price point is just too high. I could never get him to live up to his reputation. The Orc Borby Biggins disappointed me a lot in that game. Savage Orcs got focused down by the Ushabti Great Bowfire. Spider Riders had troubles getting into the back line, then the Goblin Wolf Riders did actually pretty alright. But it was the Goblin and Troll show. Goblins and Trolls ground through the front line, got what they needed to get done. That's a good win for Titus to start us off. Take you back to the blocker. On to game 2. Bwags hopping on to the Chaos Dwarves. He is down 1. Needs to win this if there is to be a game 3 at all. If Norska and Titus take it, then it is a 2-0. Are you streaming Friday or Saturday? Yes. I'm doing a Gladiator stream this weekend. I'm trying to organize with other content creators to make sure I don't overlap on them. But yeah, I'm doing a Gladiator. It's my favorite format, and people love it. But then whenever I put it up for a vote, no one votes for it because they're fuckers. Hey Cash, how you doing? Alrighty. For the Chaos Dwarves, we have Orc and Goblin Laborers scattered throughout, a bunch of Chaos Dwarf Warriors, triple Infernal Guard of Fireglaves, the Blazing Beards of Bazrock, some Hobgoblin Archers, 2 of them in fact, and 1 Infernal Ironsworn. That is a lot of infantry. We also have Astrogoth in the front line with Cascading Firecloak, Flamestorm, and then he has Killing Fire and Kindle Flame. Balling out. Aside for Norska, Marauders and Marauders Berserkers in the front line. Norskin Ice Wolves paired with Skin Wolves on the flanks with a bunch of Javelin Throwers in the back. Wulfric the Wanderer. Seafang and Hunter of Champions for him. Shaman Sorcerer of Fire with Burning Head. And more Skin Wolves and Dogs. Like the build? They'll need to use Burning Head on the Laborer front line just to get them out of the way. It'll do good damage to them since they have 0 armor, but also they're just insanely low leadership. Can get rid of them rather quickly. Blazing Beards have already taken out one of the Marauders. Marauder Berserkers doing their best to get through these Orc Laborers, and there goes a Burning Head. I wonder if there's any follow-up, as it is going to knock this Goblin Labor out of position, but there's no melee units like ready to jump in and actually take advantage of the weakness. The Burning Head does keep going. Friendly fires some Marauders, and that would have been impossible to predict because it is kind of whooshing and swooshing back and forth. And Wulfric is unfortunately sitting within range of the Infernal Guard. That is a crucial mistake that is costing Norska a lot of damage value. Meanwhile, an opportunistic Flamestorm is going to hit some Marauders and some Norskan Ice Wolves, poking the Berserkers a little bit, but mostly focusing on these other guys. And Wulfric throws down Hunter of Champions, but then realizes how much damage he's taken from the Infernal Guard and realizes he has to back off. The Skin Wolves and the flanking forces aren't even in the game yet, and already the frontline fight has been decided. Both sides losing a lot, but Norska losing more because Berserkers are not an even trade with Goblin and Orc Laborers. So here comes the Skin Wolves. Unfortunately, the frontline fight took place before the flanks were ready. So now the Chaos Dwarves are just turning all of their range pressure backwards and now shooting at the flanking forces one at a time. This is turning into a bit of a disaster for Norska. What's Gladiator again? What is Gladiator? Why don't you people know what it is? It's the best format. It's actually the best thing I've ever created. And no one knows what it is, and then whenever people watch it, they're like, this is a cool idea, and then no one ever wants to see it again. Fuck you. Okay, so what it is. One army gets more funds than anybody else. As Skin Wolves are just getting deleted on their way in. One army gets more funds than anybody else, but their opponents know what that army is. Then I have to make up a role-playing narrative for the army, like, they're here for this reason and this is happening to them. They fight someone else who has normal funds. If any unit in the big army is killed or shattered, it has to be cut from the build entirely. And you see how long that larger army can survive as it slowly gets whittled away by its opponents. And the story progresses as we see what happens to it. Nice Seafang down the line, the Infernal Guard, though I think this game is too far gone. Hence why I was talking to chat and answering that question. Norska has nothing left. The Chaos Dwarves have an entire army. Astrogoth is full HP and is even hunting down the Norskan caster right now. Norska's lost most of their infantry. Their Skin Wolves aren't feeling too good. They have one healthy Skin Wolf, the Beasts of Tashnar, and that's it, versus triple Fireglaives who are all still at full firing capacity. Like, they just don't give a shit. Did Human Boy move into a haunted house? No. Gladiator's my favorite? Hell yes, Sir Catbeard. He gets it. Meow Meow, you're mean. You're so mean. Anyway, Chaos Dwarves just sweeping up the last of Norska, but there's army losses. VOD it is, Zatotsky. Yeah. Can I join Gladiator? Anyone can. I'll post sign-ups when it's actually happening. So, if you're around, you're around. That was very one-sided. Well-constructed build by Bwags. I mean, Chaos Dwarves do have a lot of fire damage to deal with Norska. He clearly had a pretty good game plan for what he wanted to do. Titus, unfortunately, his front line and back line weren't communicating super great about when to hit all at the same time. So a bit of an execution error there, but this is also just, like, tough. This is tough shit. Some people say Chaos Dwarves and Norska is even, but I would rather be the Chaos Dwarves. Personally. We are going to Game 3. Game 1 was super close and a banger. Game 2 was a bit of a stomp. How does it resolve? Let's find out. As the Greenskins are back, but this time on the side of Bwags versus Titus's Beastmen. 1-1. Aerodane? Well, then I hope to see you this weekend, because we're doing Gladiator. Let's go. Alright, Beastmen, Greenskins. Beastmen start in the vanguard, so there's not a lot of time to cover these armies. We have Orc Biggins, Goblins across the front line with some Squig Herds, Giant River Troll Hag, Spirit Leech, Fate of Buna, and Doom and Darkness, with Skarsnik for his Rampage, but I guess also just higher stat pool. We have some Orc Armor Boys and Goblin Archers, and then a bunch of Savage Orc Borbobiggins, 4 of them, in fact. Okay, on the other side for the Beastmen, Ungor Spearmen herds across the front line, then a bunch of Centaurs. Centaurs with throwing axes on all of the flanks. Looks like, there are a few melee Centaurs in here. Alright, 3. And we have Razorgore herds, Minotaurs with great weapons, 3 Ungor Raiders, 2 Harpies, and a Brave Shaman of Wild with Traderkin. Traderkin onto Skarsnik and the Giant River Troll Hag are the only acceptable answer. Now, a Minotaur plus Ungor Spearman herd frontline should get through the Greenskins very quickly here, and it looks like that might just be the case. Orc Biggins will hold for a little bit longer, but not too much longer, as the Minotaurs are through. Ungor Raiders firing overhead as well, and the Greenskin frontline is falling apart, which is not something that they're used to, honestly. Harpy's going to harass the Orc Armor Boys and stuff. The Savage Orc Biggins of... Savage Orc Borboy Biggins of Wag's going to have to do a lot of work here, because he did put about 4,000 gold in them, so it's not exactly shocking. There's the first Traderkin Overcast, and it hits a ton of units. Beautiful cast there. Skarsnik, River Troll Hag, and all these frontline units taking a bunch of damage. Centaurs taking a fight with the Savage Orc Borboy Biggins. And Centaurs, if they can get that charge in, do very well. Savage Orcs do have a bit of physical resistance, but they sacrificed armor to do it. There is a Wah. That's going to be a big point of power for the Greenskins for now, as the Minotaurs with great weapons need to turn around and get into the fight with the Savage Orc Biggins. It looks like they have attack orders, but some of them are just confused and scared. Minotaur's getting Spirit Leeched, Fermented Fungi, and something else. Doom and Darkness, that looks like, maybe? I don't know. It's taking too long to cast. They're down to 8 melee defense, and they took a lot of damage in that exchange. As the Archers are moving up, the Archers will soon have to switch on to Savage Orc Borboy Biggins. Beastmen ahead on the balance power by quite a bit, as other Savage Orc Borboy Biggins are stuck in random infantry getting throwing axed. Ungor Raiders accidentally getting into melee combat with Orc Biggins. They will want to back off. We'll see how long that lasts. Spider the Bad Moon get back here, giving a couple extra stats to these Orc Biggins and Skarsnik himself. Minos are back in, but they don't really want to be fighting anti-large Orc Biggins and anti-large armor-piercing Skarsnik. They should probably just fuck off and either chase down things that are routing away, which is very important to do versus low leadership factions, or hunting down the Savage Orc Borboy Biggins. If the Beastmen lose from this position, it'll be not using their mobility advantage to properly secure their winnings. Because like these Squig herds and these Orc Armor Boys and Goblins should never be allowed to rally with the mobility advantage that the Beastmen have. I mean, they have more Centaurs over here, they have Harpies and stuff, they need to be chasing this stuff down. Another good Traderkin though, I like the target priority from the Greenskins. I'm sorry, for the Beastmen. Liking the Traderkin focus down onto the non-healing Skarsnik. For the Greenskins, their Savage Orc Borboy Biggins are getting mostly pretty good fights, and they've kind of rallied a bad situation. The start was looking really, really bad, and some good Savage Orc Borboy engagements are doing well for them. Skarsnik's Rampage on the Minotaurs took a lot of HP off them. It looks like they're not backing off, so they're just fighting Skarsnik and Squigs, and they're not winning that. These other ones also, unfortunately, opt into Orc Biggins and Savage Orc Borboy Biggins. So a lot of damage onto both of his Minotaurs is going to be brutal for the Beastmen, and the tide is turning against them. They're going to need to rally and stop the losses. Now, all of their Archers and Centaurs throwing X's are still safe and sound. They can be shooting at these Savage Orc Borboy Biggins with their only 35 armor. They will get significant damage. Looks like the Archers are shooting at the River Troll Hag, and that's also a pretty good shout out. Just getting low, but the Greenskins are coming back in this game, and I'm getting worried about the longevity of the Beastmen now. So the Greenskins are starting to get a second win. In comes another Traderkin. It is undercast, but it's hitting a lot of important units, and the Lord is about to break. He got Doom and Darkness. So I think he just needed to Desperation cast that spell. River Troll Hag is about to die or shatter, either or, and yeah. The Archers focus firing into the Savage Orc Borboy Biggins did so much damage, they're now all pushed off. And the Beastmen once again in control of this game. It was slipping for a little bit, but they're back in it. A lot of fire damage that Norska doesn't like, yeah. Hey GS, how you doing? We have a kitty cat here, if you can see on the camera. Being a good boy. Alright, Beastmen got to take the time and chase down these Greenskin forces. They can't make the same mistake twice and let these guys rally again and again and keep charging in. Even though, I think, regardless, this game is over. Feels like the Beastmen are just too far ahead at this point, because what do the Greenskins have? Literally just Skarsnik? And we still have some Savage Orc Borboy Biggins. And most of the Beastmen HP is in these 3 Archers, which Savage Orcs could roll. Yeah. Damn, the Beastmen really got to chase some of this shit off. Otherwise, it's all going to come back again. Grogko's Wolf's Run get rampaged into Savage Orc Borboy Biggins. And Skarsnik. And Skarsnik even pops get back here to just stop them from routing. They were going to rout if he didn't pop that. That's a big win for the Greenskins. While they're very far down, these Ungor Raiders still getting good shots off. Can any of the Savage Orc Borbobigans get back here and shut these guys down? Balance of power would shift pretty heavily from their high HP bars and high ammo counts. Not like usually, but when we get this late in the game, yeah, if you kill 3 archers like that, that'll swing the balance of power by quite a bit. Skarsnik's holding on. He's decently resistant to missiles just by being a small little guy. The Savage Orc Borbobigans are in here. They get countercharged with Grog Hooves. That's an okay fight for them regardless, as they're beating up on the Grog Hooves, trying to shut down the Ungor Raiders who are all shooting at Skarsnik. They're getting decent poke on them. Greenskins balance of power shifting. We do have a full health Centaur with throwing axes over here. I think the Beastmen have it at this point. And that Traderkin should seal the deal on army losses. When was any last time everyone took a Lore of Wild spell that wasn't Traderkin? Traderkin used to suck back in Warhammer 2. You'd usually just take Viletide and Bray Scream. Good series from these two, but Titus is going to take it 2-1. Blag's Savage Orc Borbobigans all did very well. His Orc-Bigans also did solid. But the Beastmen shutting down his archers rather quickly was a bit of a problem. Squigs got shellacked. None of them got close to paying for themselves. Same with the Goblins. Rip in peace. For Titus, Traderkin casts were on point. Pretty good stuff. Minotaurs, a couple flubs on them and they got out of position. Centaurs overall did okay. Harpies did fine. His archers got a lot of value and so did Ungor Spearman Herds. What the fuck are you on? Traderkin was arguably better in 2. There was a point in 2 where it wasn't, though. Because everyone was taking Viletide and Bray Scream. Like, do you remember when Tesla was playing? And Hyale Nali wasn't a Beastman player, but he was playing Lizardmen. Like, the Tesla, Hyale Nali era. Flying Taco was still very active. Felcon was already kind of on his way out then, like retiring-wise, not skill-wise. He's a very good player, but he was just kind of like playing less and less. Anticity was still very active at that point. He wasn't even a streamer, he was just like playing a lot. Way back then, I remember no one took Traderkin, they just took Viletide and Bray Scream. Back when Beastmen were a meme. Alright, so we got 2 newer players. Let me scroll through here and see if I can find some veterans, huh? Alright, let's do it. We got some veterans. Leopard Aurelian versus the Phoenix King. Phoenix King is a lover of all 3 elves, High Elves being his favorite. But he's very good at all of the elven factions. Leopard, I don't really know what Leopard mains, but he's good. He's real solid. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Leopard, in the comments later, but I believe he's Italian. I believe. Twist in the Twilight was fantastic? Yeah. Didn't Traderkin get nerfed recently? Yeah, it's still good. Okay, what do we have? For Leopard, we're taking Kislev, which somehow got through the pick and ban, so alright. Armored Kossars, Kislevite Warriors, Kossovite Dervishes, Wing Lancers, Griffin Legion, 2 Little Groms, and Ice Witch of Tempest with Gust of True Flight and Hailstorm. Okay, on the other side for the Dark Elves of Phoenix King, we have Dark Riders and Cold One Dread Knights as a bunch of cavalry. 5 Dread Spears, 2 Scourge-Runner Chariots, a single Reaper Bolt Thrower, and a Supreme Sorceress of Soul Stealing. I don't see how the Dark Elves can win, but I'm ready to be surprised. I suppose 2 Little Groms is actually quite ambitious, so maybe that's the angle. But generally, I don't think of Dark Elves as a Kislev counter. Leopard is a High Elf main. Nice. Little Grom is trying to take out the Reaper Bolt Throwers. Yeah, I guess it's taking out 2 models, which is fine, but I worry that it probably maybe should be shooting at the Cold One Dread Knights. I feel like the Cold One Dread Knights are really the only thing that can stop the Kislev build here. So if you focus them down, you should be fine. Dread Spears. doing their best. They charge at the scary Slavic men with pistols. Oh god, they're just getting shot at point-blank range. That's brutal to comprehend. Anyway, Dark Elves are in it now, though. Velociraptor Knights riding up here with the help of a dragon, rolling through some armored Cossars who are going to hold their best. Skizzelbite Warriors and Wing Lancers get a countercharge in. The Wing Lancers contact a couple, but they get kind of caught up in the trees and on their own troops. It's not going to be as impactful of a charge as they wanted. Little Groms now shooting at the Cold and Dread Knights. With Cossbite Dervishes and the Griffin Legion, these Cold and Dread Knights will not last long. The Little Groms now starting to get obstructed. Other Wing Lancers are going to rear charge them. Wow, okay, fuck these particular Coldwind Knights, I guess. Jesus Christ. And these Coldwind Dread Knights get murdered by a hailstorm. How much value was on that? 758, and she could only have cast 2 spells by now. So, yeah, okay, the hailstorm's doing a lot of work here. And I see Dark Elf white flags popping up everywhere. Scourger on Chariots taking a lot of damage. I don't know really what from just yet, as the Little Groms aren't focusing them, but they're taking damage from something. Breath attack in from the Dark Elf caster hits some of the Griffin Legion a little bit, but it's just a teeny tiny poke before they get out of there. Dark Rider is destroyed by Wing Lancers and pushed off, and the Kislevites frontline is winning. The Kislevites cavalry is winning, and both Little Groms are uncontested. 3 minutes in this game, and I'm already ready to say GG. I don't know what the Dark Elves do. Supreme Sorceress of Dark does try to land on the Little Grom, but she forgets how. She's just not sure about how to get a little body on the ground. Just can't do it. Decides to fly off instead. Little Groms, whatever one isn't under attack by the Dark Elf Lord, should just be shooting at the Scourger and Chariots, to be honest. Another Hailstorm tries to poke down the Cold and Dread Knights as they fight Kislevites Warriors, and Wing Lancers get a side charge onto them, so say goodbye to your Cold and Dread Knights. And this Little Grom's still trying to shoot the Giant Dragon Lady, but it's at too close a range and too close to its buddy, so it's getting obstructed, which is a big problem, and it's getting shot by the Reaper Bolt Thrower in the back, but there's no hope for this. The Dark Elves are down to just a Reaper Bolt Thrower, 2 Scourge Runners, and a Dragon Lord, while the Kislevites army is just entirely intact. Holy shit. What carries their lore harder? Soul Stealer for Dark or Traderkin for Wilds? Soul Stealer for Dark, for sure. Kislev should just be straight banned, so broken. I give each player a global ban, where they can ban any of the top factions. So, Kislev gets through. It's on them. Shame was annihilated mid in the game, but then it would have carried. Dude, Way, you can't say, and I know you don't say, I'm just saying, you can't say I don't care about my audience when I listen, and then whenever somebody's favorite unit comes up, I try my best. Give them a shout out. That Hailstorm might end the game, as it's about to hit these Cold and Dread Knights, get them to rout, which will probably get the Dread Spears to rout, and then that should cause army losses. Though, I think I'm putting my reputation of predicting army losses too much on the line, because that's not going to cause army losses. And then I'm going to look like a fool, because the Supreme Sorceress of Dark need to take a little bit more damage for it to actually proc. Now I just look stupid. Now I just look dumb. This is going to be GG. Game 1 goes to Leopard and Kislev. Shocking. Shocking, guys. Kislev won. Holy shit. Little Groms did alright. Griffin Legion and Wing Lancers did alright. The Armored Kossar frontline did pretty well. Kislev Warriors did fine. But it was really a whole team effort as the entire Kislev roster got good value. For the Phoenix King, I'm guessing it's the exact opposite. I'm guessing most of his roster shit the bed. Yeah, Cold and Dread Knights did nothing. Scourge on Chariots actually did do a little bit, but everything else just sucked and died. It's a hard life fighting Kislev. I know the feel. I fought Pigman's Kislev recently, and it was just the saddest experience of my entire life. Alright, game 2 is out. Leopard now taking the Dark Elves, and he takes fucking Rakarth, of all things, versus the Phoenix King's Lizardmen. Our Cold One, Dread Knight's still one of the worst anti-cavalry cavalry. I remember that Zerkovich video. Yeah, they're pretty bad. I'm not a Dark Elf player, though, and I know some Dark Elf players like legitimately like them. So this is just my opinion, but I think Cold One Dread Knights are super overrated. I think they're trash. I don't even think they're not good. I think they're literally trash. But, again, that is just my opinion. No, the Cold One Dread Knights are 1.4k. These are Cold One Knights. Cold One Knights are fine for 1k. Cold One Dread Knights are the more expensive ones that lose anti-large. Miguel. Anyway, for this game, Leopard's front line is made up of Dread Spears and some Bleak Swords with the Hellebroni up there as well. We have a Sorceress of Dark with just Chill Wind. One Medusa for a bit of that kiting, some Dark Shards, some Cold One Knights, Dark Riders, a Reaper Bolt Thrower, and Rakarth up on his dragon. With Whip of Agony, Beast Lord's Gaze, Beast Slaver. And that was it. Who thinks they're actually good? Bird, do you think they're good? I can't remember. I know Sipo was on a Cold One Dread Knight hype train for a bit. I think maybe Strat was, but I'm not sure. Phoenix King liked him, as we just saw. Anyway, whatever. For Lizardmen, we have Raptor Brettonia. Cold One Riders, Feral Cold Ones as far as the eye can see on both flanks. 4 of each. We do have an Ancient Salamander, double Skink Chief, a Life Salon with Regrowth and Earthblood, and then some Skink Cohorts of Javelins and some Skink Cohorts. Skink Skirmishers. A lot of SK sounds in there. Little Skink Chiefs that could are running into Dread Spears, which I thought you would just take it for the missile poke. I don't know why they're bothering to commit to the frontline fight, but okay. Seems a little weird. And Dark Shards plus the Cold One Knights taking out Cold One Riders rather quickly. We do have other Cold One Riders and other Feral Cold Ones, so they need to hurry up and get in here as the Ancient Salamander is getting really good damage on the pokes. A big Cav fight's happening over there as a Banishment's going to take out this Dark Shard for now. It'll do good damage, but I don't think it'll kill them entirely. But it stops them from shooting while the Cav engagement goes on. Though Rakarth is here supporting on top of Spears and he has Cavalry, so this is looking like it's going to go terribly for the Lizardmen. And overall, the battlefield looks like it's going terribly for the Lizardmen, to be honest. I don't see a lot going their way. These Cold Knights are getting pretty low as they fight a 2v1 after already killing a different Cold One Rider. And this Cold One Rider is currently beating up on Dark Riders who just got their Murderous Prowess, which does help them stay in the fight for a little bit longer. Skinks are going to push up, maybe take out the Reaper Bolt Thrower, and then chase down the Dark Shards they're already dealing with. And Rakarth is actually abandoning this side fight, leaving his Dread Spears to fight on their own. I wonder why he took such an interest in what's going on over here. I guess it's this extra Cold One Rider that's chasing down his Dark Shards, but I felt like he left a winning engagement early. And oh no! The Chillwind caster gets caught out by a bunch of little dart-blowing skinks, and they're blowing darts at her, right in her face. Have a dart? Oh, I'd have a dart. You kill Dark Elf Sorceress real good, Skink Chief, and that's what I appreciates about you. Is that what you appreciates about me, human boy? No, I appreciate that this is a Letterkenny reference, and I know pop culture, what the kids are watching. Anyway, the Dark Elf Seer Lady is going to run away as Rakarth continues to fight out with the Cold One Riders. He does have some Cold One Knights helping him against the Cold One Riders. Watch out for the Feral Cold Ones over there, and we're not talking about Cold One Dread Knights for now. And there might be too many Cold One units in the game, guys. There might be a few. I'm very confused. I could swear I played versus the Phoenix King round 2 of the tournament. This might be round 1. Or honestly, it might be round 3. I don't remember. These people sent them to me at one point or another. You used to hate the Cold One Knights? I still don't think they're great, but they're okay. Yeah. Anyway, Rakarth's trying to dive down on the Slann Mage Priest. Slann jukes out a breath attack. Good play there from the Phoenix King, but it just looks funny watching a gigantic toad on a stone chair dodge a breath attack. Rakarth goes after him. His little skink chiefs are going to start poking at his sides. Rakarth does not have any healing of any kind. No soul stealers for him or anything, so the damage will stick. Balance power is turning against the Lizardmen, as the Dark Elves still have the Bloodrack Medusa that's doing just fine. The Lizardmen are kind of running out of troops to really do anything here. Rakarth is beating up on the poor Slann. Overcasted Regrowth's trying to save him, but Rakarth is actually out DPSing the Regrowth right now. Not that that's shocking that a giant Dragon Combat Lord can beat out Regrowth, but just saying how bad the Slann situation is. Hummus, did you cast your game yet? Which one? I don't know which one you're referring to. Because it's current year in round 3. We haven't played yet, so I'm guessing you're wondering about round 2. Another breath attack out on the Salon. He does not dodge this one. It does just take the whole damage. But the Lizardmen are coming back, man. They have a lot of Feral Cold Ones left, and Golden Riders coming down from the Highlands where they chased off some Dark Elves. For the Dark Elves, do have Blood Archduces trying to line up a shot on the Skink Skirmishers. There she goes. Bap, bap, bap. Gets a little bit of damage that she gets rear charged by Feral Cold Ones. She should be able to win that fight, but it's just more of an annoyance and a distraction. Lizardmen reform lines. Looks like the Salon is going to spam up some Earthbloods for his Cold One Cav. The Dark Elves are also trying to get their shit back together. Ancient Salamander versus the Bloodrack Medusa in a ranged fight. I would take the Bloodrack Medusa every time, so I think the Lizardmen might need to shit or get off the pot, because the Bloodrack is going to take out a terrible toll on them. And Rakarth is trying to play interference. Whee! Bop. Lands on the Golden Riders with a Beast Lord's Gaze. No, it's the Whip of Agony. Removes terror, removes fear. Causes them to terror out right off the map. Minus 24 melee defense to them. Feral Cold One's trying to charge in now. Blood Archduce gets off maybe one more shot. Nope. Just going to charge straight into the fight. Skink Chief still poking at Rakarth. Doing tens of damage. Rear charge from Rakarth. Big, big damage. Pushes them right away. Lizardmen trying to surround, but they're getting very low on most of their units, so I wonder how much damage they can really get out. The only healthy multi-entity model they have left is this Feral Cold One. Ancient Salamander dives in only to get completely destroyed, but a regrowth's going to try and save him as Golden Riders and Feral Cold Ones group up on the area. It is getting down to just the Bloodrack Medusa and Rakarth, however. Can Rakarth carry? Not a sentence you're used to saying, but man, he's going to try. Gave himself Beast Lord's Gaze to give him a little bit of damage resistance. None of those other stats matter. Not like he was going to rampage or that his leadership was particularly suffering at the moment. The Feral Cold Ones are terror routing away. The Golden Riders are still in it for now as the Bloodrack Medusa attempts to fight. Stands about, gets an occasional shot off. The Upcaster Regrowth has saved the Ancient Salamander. There go the Golden Riders. Any second now they'll rout. Skink Skirmishers and Skink Chiefs continuing to fire in as they are able. And the Skink Chiefs, I mean, they're paying for themselves at this point. Pretty cheap on foot. Salon's heal cap is in sight. Rakarth dives back onto him, trying to take him out and lower the leadership of everybody around, but also cut off that nasty healing. There's not really anyone that can stop Rakarth from doing this right now. He is getting shot in the butt by a whole bunch of darts, but no one can get, like, between him and the Salon. Another Earthblood's out from the Salon, though, as he heals back up. Rakarth's still getting poked, and the Bloodrack Medusa is losing to the Ancient Salamander in melee, mostly due to the amount of healing that thing's been getting. So Medusa's going to try and kite away as Rakarth sits here and just beats up on the Salon Mage Priest. Still have some Dread Spears coming back. Bounce power has shifted against the Dark Elves, but who knows, man, if you take out the Salon, maybe it's all forgiven. As Rakarth is doing insane damage to that Salon, as it just sits there in a fight with him. Bunch of Feral Cold Ones and Cold One Riders returning to the fight. They'll terror out off again, though. I think their terror resistance has worn off. I feel like they've been gone forever, so probably have it again. Bloodrack Medusa helps out, really punishing the Blobber on Rakarth, gets a mass rout going. Everything leaves, and Rakarth is freed up to do whatever he wants. The Skink Chiefs each have 20 shots left. And I'm almost wondering, should Rakarth just go for them instead, as he's getting slowly whittled down by Skink Chiefs. Not something I say a lot in Warhammer 3. And the Salon does still have a bound banishment that he's going to use to take out an entire Dread Spear that was trying to rally to the fight. Now the Bloodrack Medusa's in bad ways. Takes a lot of damage to the Ancient Salamander, who's still getting healed up, and she has done shockingly poorly versus the Ancient Salamander in melee. And Rakarth just T-poses on the Salon, because still dragons after all this time. They keep getting better about it patch to patch, but they still have issues landing on chariot-type characters. I don't know why they T-pose so much on them. Might be able to kill the Salon, but at this point, I think it is just too far gone for our boy Rakarth. He's getting poked by too many things. With only 2,000 HP, I think even if he kills the Salon, I don't know if he can kill the Skink Chiefs. Salon is gone. Leadership for Lizardmen tanks. Some of their Skinks are going to get going. There's no more healing, but that Ancient Salamander already messed up the Bloodrack Medusa. I think it's ready to take down Rakarth as well. Its HP outnumbers his 3-1. He takes nasty shots from all three of them. His leadership dips into the negative territory. It comes back for now, but just briefly. I think the Salamander is about to end his whole career. Charge bonus is all that keeps Rakarth in it for now. He does land amongst them. Gets off one little charge attack, hits the Salamander for a bit. Beast Lord's Gaze, giving him the leadership he needs to stay in this fight, but army losses is a cruel mistress and takes him out. Leopard's pairings were Titus, Niklaus, and now Sexy Boy. Dude, I don't know. Leopard sent these to me, and I'm casting it. Okay. Alright, you caught me. So Leopard sent me these, and it looks like he said, I know you're going crazy with the Warpstone Cup, but these games are too good to leave there. So I thought that implied that these were for the Warpstone Cup. Okay? So if it wasn't for the Warpstone Cup, then that sentence is misleading. Because it says, I know you're going crazy with the Warpstone Cup, but these games are too good to leave there. So I thought he was DMing them to me because he wanted me specifically to cast them, not any of our Warpstone Cup casters. So I was misled? Sir? Oopsie oopsie. That's a weird way of phrasing it, but English isn't his native language, so he's probably going through Google Translate. Alright? Just take the good replay. Alright? Just take the good best of 3. Why did you have to curse it? I was having a good time, we were casting some good games, and now you come here and inform me that these aren't from the tournament I thought they were from, and you just make me feel stupid. That's not nice. You shouldn't do that. It's fine. It's whatever. My dreams are crushed, but it's okay. We're finishing out the series. We're fucking committed now. The 2 High Elf mains. Gonna determine who's the best here in this final game. Phoenix King taking his beloved Prince. He does like just the generic Prince. Versus Imric. Alright. 2 War Lions of Crace, Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, double Dragon Prince? No, Dragon Prince and Illyrian Reaver. 1 Archer, White Lions of Crace, Spearman Frontline, and a Mage of Life. 3 Growth and Earthblood. On the other side for the Phoenix King, does have a Prince on a Sun Dragon? That looks like a Sun Dragon. Yeah, Sun Dragon, double Frostheart Phoenix, a Lore Master of Oath with Spirit Leech and Healing, Earthblood. 1 Lothern Seaguard, 2 Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, double Dragon Princes, and 2 Spearmen. Very little frontline for Phoenix King's build. Andrew V, I didn't know. He sent me a message that implied they were for the Warpstone Cup. Because I don't know why he would say, I know you're doing a lot for the Warpstone Cup, but these replays are too good to leave them there. There, after mentioning the Warpstone Cup, would imply the Discord channel I have on my Discord that is called Warpstone Cup Replays, and any caster can grab from there. Okay? It implies it. Now that I know they're not Warpstone Cup replays, I can see what he was doing. But it was a deceptive way of wording it, and English isn't his main language, so I'm not saying it's malicious, I'm just saying it happened. Anyway, Dragon Prince is going to fight War Lions of Crace, who are overextended on the Spearmen. They should not be here, and that is a crucial mistake that is going to cost him an entire 1,000 gold unit. The other War Lion also overextended, and I think that's just a rare mistake from Leopard as he sprinted in with no support. Now, Imric has landed, dragging down the Frostheart Phoenixes with him. Frostheart Phoenixes are rather tanky folks, though, with high armor, pretty good melee defense, and then an anti-melee attack aura all around them. They can make it rather difficult to actually land hits on them. Imric, however, is a beast. 90 melee attack, 50 charge bonus, and he's pops Dragon Horn to buff up the Illyrian Reavers around him. That gets through a lot of the Frostheart Phoenix defenses, and what can the Prince get done in the meantime? Green High Elves are at a bit of a disadvantage because of the 2 War Lions they lost, and the Dragon Princes have also taken a lot of damage. But I have to feel like it's going to get evened up soon, as the Red High Elves have some ranged units that don't have a lot of defenses. Nice little Earthblood for the Frostheart Phoenixes. Anyway, the Lothern Seaguard are going to get crushed. The Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers will also both get shut down. That's just a lot of free value for Green to pick up off the map and then be fine. Illyrian Reavers taking damage, so are the War Lions, who are back and got a bit of an Earthblood as both sides just spam out Earthbloods and try to keep their stuff in line. And Imric continues to do it with the Frostheart Phoenixes. And while the Frostheart Phoenixes aren't dead yet, I mean, they also haven't damaged Imric, like, at all. He doesn't give a shit. Bane Shield is out for that guy. I didn't know the Bane Shield was AoE. Okay. Oh, he only gets one use of it. Plus 30 armor, plus 24% missile block chance. What's the point of this? Whatever. It's fine. High Elf Prince having useless random abilities. The Spearmen are trying to spread out from Leopard and get to both of the bolt throwers at the same time before routing, though this one might just rout on the charge. What kind of High Elf are you routing above 2,000 HP? That's fucked up. High Elves are never supposed to rout. Phoenix King's Dragon Princes are trying to hold the line. They're getting some decent fights, but they are doing 4v1 fighting right now. I don't know if they can win that. Imric is fighting a 3v1 with some Illyrian Reavers helping him out against the Crosshair Phoenixes, and he's actually winning it, which is a little surprising. Lord of Dragons is out onto the Prince just to help out a little bit there, as an Earthblood heals up all three of Phoenix King's single entities. We're all trying to fight Imric and really not doing a good job of it. One of the Claw Bolt Throwers is caught by Spearmen. But the harassment fire from the other one might get them to rout anyway. Hoodwinked, bamboozled, let us stride, run amok, and flat out deceive. Yeah? Yeah. Anyway, one of the Froststar Phoenixes finally routs. The Prince is getting very low as archers turn and fire at his giant dragon body as he stands in those horsemen. Archer's one of the few units in this game that don't get obstructed by literally anything for any reason. Oh yeah! The Green High Elves have a bolt thrower. It exists. Okay. I haven't paid attention to it all game, and it looks like that's not important. First time I caught Human Boy. Any good matches so far, Luke? They've been pretty good. I think we only had like one stomp. No, two. Kislev Dark Elves was also a stomp. Kislev Dark Elves and Chaos Dwarfs Norska were both stomps, but every other game in the stream so far has been pretty good. Yeah, Imric's feasting so hard. He has 0 kills, but 2,700 value. That's just hilarious. It makes sense, because he's been fighting single entities all game. He hasn't actually finished any of them, but still. Breath attack onto the Frostheart Phoenix, but its attack animation takes it out of the line of fire, and it gets to safety. Those white lines of Krace and Spearmen. Pincer maneuver onto the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. Alright, guys. That's overkill. You don't need to fucking Rainbow Six Siege Tactics pincer maneuver in onto a bolt thrower crew. Just go kill them. Like, calm the fuck down. That had some energy of, like, the uncle who goes to a water balloon fight and, like, does the face paint and is, like, hiding in the bushes the night before. And when the kids are filling up the water balloons, he, like, jumps out, gets them all, and, like, steals their water balloons and kills their parents. What? You know, that's how Batman started. It was all supposed to be a water balloon fight, and then Lex Luthor killed his parents. Anyway, Imric continues to just feast and feast, getting 0 kills but 3,500 value as army losses hits, and he technically hasn't killed anyone. That story escalated quickly. Dude, like, can you imagine going to the table, like, of the feast, right? The feast of the battle, and the High Elves are all celebrating, and the Phoenix King's High Elves are not celebrating, and all this stuff, and Imric stands up, and he's like, "My soldiers, you all fought a good fight." I don't know why he sounds like this. "You all fought a good fight. You deserve the highest accolades any High Elf has to offer." "You little bitch! What was that?" "You little bitch! I killed 3 people, and my mate here, Gary, killed 3 people too." "Well, I was busy fighting the Phoenixes and the Prince, so I think I contributed to the battle." 0 kills is 0 kills, bitch! I hate this place. Do you know, does the Frostheart Phoenix aura stack? No. No, they do not. And sorry, that answer is not no, I don't know. I know that they do not. Okay, we apparently got distracted, but whatever. That's fine. We also have Yashkov versus Titus, but we cast Titus earlier. I know this is a round 3 game, so for now I'll focus on the round 2 stuff. How does that sound? Lucy versus Tom Bombadil. Those games look interesting. Lucy's not a newer player. Tom is-ish? He's been around for a while, but he's not, like, super sweaty tryhard. Here, alright, here's what we'll do. I have time for 2 more best of 3s before I'm going to go to bed. We'll do 1 more top-tier player, and we'll do 1 more medium-tier player. Right? So since we just did a top-tier, Leopard versus Phoenix King is 2 very good players. We'll go with Lucy and Tom Bombadil. And again, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying, like, these aren't my tournament favorites. Like, if Lucy or Tom Bombadil won the whole Warpstone Cup, I would kind of lose my mind. Right? And for context, if I won the Warpstone Cup, I would lose my fucking mind. So, just saying. Okay, I'll go with his name on Discord. Well, sorry, his name on stream, because that's more confusing if I keep saying Lucy, but on my Discord, Pegaz is Lucy. But I'll go with Pegaz. And then we have Tom Bombadil, who also has a different name, but fuck it. So 2 more best of 3s left for this stream. Let's get into it. Pegaz versus Tom Bombadil. Dark Elves, more Dark Elves. Quick aside. To all the Dark Elf mains out there who are like, our faction sucks. Our faction needs buffs. Our faction's so down in the dirt. Everybody just keeps nerfing Dark Elves. Why do you keep nerfing Dark Elves? You know why I keep nerfing Dark Elves? Because I'm sick of seeing them on my fucking screen. Same as Riot Games nerfed Zeri into the ground, and people were like, Zeri has a 42% win rate on solo queue. Yeah, fuck Zeri. And they nerfed her some more, and they nerfed her some more until they stopped saying you're competitive. That's how I feel about fucking Dark Elves. You keep nerfing them, people keep picking them, and people keep winning with them, and people keep taking a Soulstealer Dragon, getting 4,000 value, and being like, guys, Soulstealer isn't even that good. Soulstealer isn't even that good, guys. It just gets 4,000 value every fucking game. And for the people who are like, no, it's a dragon. It's not even Soulstealer. It's getting all the damage value. Soulstealer is healing the fucking dragon. You can't be the type of person, yes, Dark Elf mains, I'm looking at you, can't be the type of person who's like, Imric with regrowth is such bullshit. I like having Imric with regrowth all in one character for cheaper, and mine has tits. But yeah, fuck Imric and regrowth, I guess. It's fine because ours is cheaper and a caster. Fuck you, Dark Elf mains. Sick of your shit. I'm sick of it. And we're beyond the point of correctness. Alright, now we're just calling it as we see it. And I see some shit, and I see some people that just like to whine and complain as their faction's been the best for like 3 years. And if I have to say Cold One Knights, Soulstealer, and Bleak Swords and Dread Spears one more fucking time, I'm gonna lose my mind. I've been casting the same army for 3 years, and people give Brettonia shit. We're like, man, I'm sick of Grail Knights and healing being the meta. I'm sick of Soul Stealers and fucking Dark Shards being the meta forever. It's been the meta forever. Since before Brettonia got reworked, this has been the fucking army I've been staring at. And then they get a Bloodwrack Medusa and they're all of a sudden like, we're a whole different faction. No, you're not. You're the same fucking faction you've been for like 10 years, but now you put a Medusa in there. It's still just Cold One Knights. It's still just a Soul Stealer caster. It's all it is. It's all it's ever been. Okay. So we're good. Dark Elves here with a brand new and very unique build. I see Bleak Swords, I see Dark Shards, I see a Reaper Bolt Thrower, and then some Cold One Knights, Dread Spears, a Firecaster with Burning Head and Fireball. Hey, let's go! Not a Soulstealer Dragon Lord. We take those. That's a dub. Siren Red Rune also here. The new flavor of the week for Dark Elves as they remain at the top of the fucking meta. But I'm getting over it. I'm moving on. On the other side, for Nurgle. Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle. Fleshy Abundance, Rancid Visitations, a whole bunch of Nurglings, Chaos Knights of Nurgle, Pestigores, Chaos Warhounds, some Plague Toads, and a couple Throwing Axes here and there. Hey bud, you good? To pull back a curtain a little bit, I just like ranting and I think it's very funny. So what are you saying is give a gigantic Hargoneth Executioner buff? Yeah, that would be pog. Clearing bar wasn't? Yeah. Anyway. Just having some fun, lads. Just having some fun. Nerf Skaven, please. Hell yeah. Let's go. Dark Elves need more university, the good kind. Yeah, it's weird to just go on that rant, and then my actual suggestion would be not nerfing Dark Elves. I would buff their units that we never see, because their roster is, like, on a knife's edge. If you nerf their good shit, Dark Elves will become D tier so fucking fast. Like, they've been relying on good shit for a while. As finally, the slow advances have been creeping up to Sign-Red Ruin and the Reaper Bolt Thrower getting their value in, but now Nurgle is here to play. The front line does need to keep moving up a little bit. The Chaos Knights of Nurgle take a fight with the Cold One Knights, and they're winning it for now. But a Burning Head is going to delete their dog support right here. Get rid of those. And then the Cold One Knights plus Dark Shard Overwatch Fire is actually going to get pretty bad for the Chaos Knights of Nurgle here soon. And Nurgle is blobbing up a little bit too much. Rance Visitation's Overcast on the Sign-Red Ruin. I like this a lot. I like that a lot. You know how deadly the Bloodrock Medusas can be when they're left alone. So just using that high damage single target spell onto something that cannot receive healing. Even though the Lord in this case isn't a Soul Stealer caster, it's just a good habit to get into to snipe out that Siren. And look at how much damage the Rancid did, plus this charge from the Chaos Knights. And while you can criticize the Dark Elves for leaving her out there outside of their box formation, and now they're moving up to save her a little bit too late, still, I did like the tech piece from Nurgle. Even if their opponent made a mistake that made it doubly effective, it was a good plan, and I will compliment the good plan. Nurgle is winning the Cav fight for now, though the Dark Elves are sending in reinforcements as the Dark Shards have switched their attentions on trying to save the Bloodrock Medusa, and she can be saved. Still's 2,000 HP is an ROR expensive monster, so her leadership will be fine if you can bail her out, and the Dark Shards are doing very good work on that. These Chaos Knights of Nurgle almost killed off entirely, and the Chaos Warhounds with poison down to 2 leadership. They even tear her out away from the Siren-Red Ruin just from trying to pursue her off. And as she gets through her own Bleak Sword, she will actually get to safety and be fine. So I'll see if the Dark Elves can loop her back around into their formation. They'll be okay. The Blob fight continues on, and I'm sure the Sorceress of Fire wishes she was on Dragon right now, because this is breath attack central, but there is no breath attack to save them. So the Dark Elves are stuck to just fight like everyone else. Nurglings disintegrate beneath the Burning Head, and Pesticores are close to routing, but the dogs do manage to rally and get back on the Siren-Red Ruin, and Dark Shards are going to turn and try and shoot at them before they get out of range, and with the Dread Spears charging in as well, they just need to get to these dogs and need to get them off the Siren-Red Ruin so that she can show back up. Bolt Throwers trying to harass the Chaos Knights of Nurgle, but they have also turned their attentions back towards this Siren-Red Ruin, and apparently the whole game just gravitates around whether or not this bitch comes back, which, I mean, she is important. It's just funny how much everyone cares about her. Over here, this blob fight is slowly going to Nurgle, and while the Dark Shards are just heaping all of their love on trying to save the Bloodrock Medusa, I'm getting a little concerned they're overcommitting for it, because they could have been shooting into this blob fight the whole time, and now they're on their own. The Bloodrock Medusa is back, and she better carry this game for how much the Dark Elves put into getting her back on the field, because now the Chaos Knights are into the cookie jar, and they are going to feast. Flying down at the Reaper Bolt Throwers and the Dark Shard, shutting both of them down at once. These other Dark Shards are trying to turn and fire, but they're also getting eaten by toads at the same time. And I think the Dark Elves are in a really bad spot. Their last 2 Cold One Knights are taking a lot of damage. They still have some Dread Spears. They still have some Bleak Swords, I suppose. We'll see how much that matters. Whale of Malice going to push away the Chaos Warhounds, and one of them shatters. The other one's just routing naturally. She's back, and she's firing, and wow, those Chaos Knights got murdered. Okay, we take those. Fireball coming in. Game-winning Fireball! Just saying, if Dark Elves win the game, it was because of that Fireball. Whoa! Is that Torox the Brass Bull? Torox, it has been forever, my man. How you doing? How are you doing, man? You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm answering for you. You're doing amazing. In cars, that hurts my little Skaven heart. That does sound like a good plan. Another Rance of Visitations trying to finish off the Siren-Red Ruin. I don't know if an Undercast will kill her, but it might bring her low enough that she just routes on her own. Though, look at, she has 51 leadership. Never mind. She's going to fight to the death here at this point. All the way down to 5. Oof ba-boof, but she does rally. 1 leadership for now. Nurgle's cleaning up this backfield a little bit. We still have Pesticores running around. And a nice stream of corruption through some of the Dark Shards, though. I've seen a couple stream of corruptions now, and I've seen 2 Rance Visitations, one of which was Overcast. This guy's running low on Winds of Magic. He maybe has 2 streams of corruption in him the whole game. Maybe. Persian Warrior, hey, boy, how's it going? It's going good. It's going good. How are you? How are you? Game is very even thus far. Nurgle Knights and Plague Toads trying to ride downhill. Get on these Dark Shards. They're going to take a lot of damage on the way in, and Plague Toads are not known for carrying games on their backs. So them being maybe the last thing you have left that's healthy could be a bit problematic. Burning Head down the line, going to hit the Chaos Warhounds, and their leadership is so fragile. They're just going to rout again. That probably shatters them, considering how much that one's routed. Yeah, shatters. Pestigores also get routing. And a rear charge in from the Dark Elf caster might get the Chaos Knights of Nurgle also routing. So Nurgle is going to lose a lot of stuff back-to-back here. This was a brutal series of events for them. But is that a Fleshy Abundance? No way. How do you have that Winds of Magic, my guy? Legendary. Now, if Nurgle wins that game, that was a game-winning Fleshy Abundance. So we either have the game-winning Fireball or the game-winning Fleshy Abundance. Think about that. My wine is all gone. Fuck. Okay. Whatever. It's fine. I'm chill. Bolt Thrower Crew heroically firing while Plague Toads hop at them and Nurglings are nearby as a Stream of Corruption goes down a very long line of Dread Spears, doing decent little poke damage. And I actually don't know what to think about this game right now. It is completely up in the air about who is winning. Dark Elf Dread Spears trying to hold back the Chaos Knights of Nurgle, but the Reaper Bolt Throwers will get back to firing now that the Plague Toads are gone. Continuing to poke down the Chaos Knights and get them back on the defensive. Dark Shards getting picked off by Nurgle, though, is going to be one of the last, like, really good ways of killing the Chaos Knights. As Pestigores and the Chaos Lord Nurgle take them out. Yeah, Bloodrack Medusa is gone. Looks like the throwing axes took care of her. Warhammer Canada. 2 Chaos Knights of Nurgle, some Throwing Axe Cav that are very injured, some Nurglings and Pestigores that are very injured, and a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle that is heal-capped and probably out of magic. Versus a Reaper Bolt Thrower crew that is at half HP, a bunch of random assorted chaff, and a full health Firecaster on a Pegasus. I would mildly favor the Dark Elves as they throw out another game-winning Fireball. Hits him in the back of the head, takes 600 HP, gets him to rout, and wins the fucking game with the game-winning Fireball, lads. Good charge in from the Chaos Knights as they try to do a game-winning charge. Stop saying game-winning so much, you're cheapening the value of it. Pestigore is going to fight the Dread Spears. The Dread Spears have pretty high melee defense, being spear-type units, and they don't have high armor, so it's not like Pestigore's armor piercing really matters for that much. Chaos Knights taking a lot of damage. They're trying to rout off people as another game-winning Fireball hits the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Nurgle in the back of the head, plus the Bolt Thrower crews. He's gonna shatter even, it looks like. No, he will rally. He'll just normal route. The Bolt Thrower crew is offline, but I think Nurgle is just out of gas. Unless they have a tier 2 army ability, or a tier 3 army ability. What if this game is decided by a rot, glorious rot? Look me in the eyes and say that wouldn't be the first time that tier 3 army ability has mattered. However, there does not appear to be a rot, glorious rot that could save this day. Nurgle is going to fall to the Dark Elves, but don't worry, guys. Buff them. Buff them. Just keep buffing them. Alright. None of those texts matter to me right now, so that's fine. It's whatever. This has been a game-winning cast. Also, Pegaz with 1,500 value on his Firecaster. Cold Knights just held the line for as long as they could. Ooh, wow, look at all the armor-piercing missile value. Bolt Thrower and the Dark Shards all getting 1,500 value apiece. And aside for Tom Bombadil or Sydney Sweeney as they're on Steam, but I'm just doing my best. Pestigores did fine. Plague Toads did some good disruption. Nurglings actually did pretty well for like the first time in their lives. Yeah, it was a good game. It was very close. Down to the wire. Good job, lads. Now someone's going to come into my DMs and be like, this game isn't from the Warpstone Cup. Nothing's from the Warpstone Cup. Game 2. Okay. It's a sweaty tryhard tournament. All right. It's a sweaty tryhard tournament. If someone picks Vampire Counts, you might pick a blob. Okay. All right, human boy. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Demons of Chaos are going to make a Nurgle blob to try and fuck up the vampire counts. This is usually a very effective strategy. It's probably 2-0. Will? That's not nice, but you're true. But that's not nice. I'm having a game-winning stroke. What the fuck? Oh my god. Wait, I was not ready for that. that was too good. I'm having a game-winning stroke. Meow and Bird are just giving me shit now. Alright, Gaze into Gash. Whoa! Gaze into Gash down the line takes out almost half HP from the Festering Stooges. Manfred, you dog. 500 value from that Gaze into Gash. Beautiful stuff. Anyway, for the rest of the vampire counts, we have some Vargeist. 3 Vargeist. Manfred von Karstein with Spirit Leech. Gaze into Gash. Zombie Summon Indication of Heck. Bunch of zombies, crypt horrors, a mortis engine, and a necromancer with his the corpse guard on Holy Lodestone. I assure you, this Fortnite match is a Warpstone Cup replay. Meow has been muted and blocked. All right. Anyway, for the Nurgle Demons of Chaos build, we have Uncle Frunkle, an Exalted Great Unclean One, and then Exalted Plaguebearers of Nurgle has another Gaze into Gash rips through the Festering Stooges, one of which is the Festering Stooges. We have the Sour Guts, regular Blue Horrors, and the Barons of the Bog. So, if you weren't here at early Warhammer 3, Nurgle has a lot of great lords, and the Exalted Great Unclean One is a really, really good lord. The reason you don't see him often is he is niche, but he's a really good duelist. He's a caster, and he's a Mortis Engine, while being rather tanky. His only problem is he's weak to archers, like basic archers. And often games with Nurgle don't come down to Mortis Engine fights anymore. Since he got his DLC, they're a little more aggressive. But if you get a faction like Vampire Counts that have literally no shooting, the Exalted Great Clean One is legitimately a good option. He is very, very powerful. Less powerful than Kugath, but he's a little more maneuverable, and he's a little cheaper. So, yeah, he's a good option. This isn't trolling at all. He's a very good lord. Manfred taking Overcasted Rancid Visitations and got Spirit Leech by Uncle Frunkle, so that is just really dragging his HP pool down. He does not love it. Festering Stooges holding their ground against the Vargeist as these guys are pushed off. Frontline is engaging, and actually zombies will lose to Nurglings. Not shocking. It is a little interesting that this Demons of Chaos build is going to win the frontline fight, but the Vampire Counts brought, like, no frontline. They brought mostly monsters and stuff. Arcane Surge trying to give the Exalted Great Unclean One more wins and magic so we can spam out more Rancid Visitations and kill Manfred off. The Sour Guts are doing good damage over there as the Gaze into Gash rips through the Festering Stooges and the Barons of the Bog at the same time as the Vargeist charge in. I don't know what Tom Bombadil has against the Festering Stooges, but he fucking hates them. Like, he really does. Vargeist get deleted by the Sour Guts. Plus, getting attacked by all these things, but I think it was mostly the Sour Guts, to be honest. Mortis Engine is in and starting to drain down some of these fools, and Vargeist plus Zombie is actually going to take out a Blue Horror that was pretty healthy, so that's a good win for the Vampire Counts. And the Mortis Engine is going to be fine as long as it can drain down 3 Nurglings at once like this. Manfred friendly fires his own Vargeist with a Breath Attack, and that is rather unfortunate as another Rancid Visitation Overcast goes his way. What's the strongest individual Lord in Euro multiplayer? Strongest defined by almost deleting the entire enemy army alone? Archaon. I don't think Archaon is unbalanced. He is very expensive, but if you're talking about raw power, Archaon's probably the best. Maybe Bellicor? If you're talking about cost effectiveness-wise, then it's probably the Master Engineer on a Steam tank, because it's pretty cheap and can still do a lot. But anyway, a Bolt of Change is coming out from the Demons of Chaos as it hits Manfred, and Manfred's actually going to go down. The Vampire Counts losing their Lord very early on into the game. But he gets off an Invocation to Heck before his leadership goes negative. You cannot cast it when your leadership is negative, so you must have gotten off ahead of time. He's trying to heal back up and get his leadership above crumbling, but he keeps falling. Vargeist diving back in as they're very low. Vampire Counts' whole balance of power is tipping away from them. And I'm just curious if Manfred rallies. Does not look like he's going to. Stays negative for now as another Gaze and Gash hits the Festering Stooges. Man, this guy hates the Festering Stooges. Zero leadership. Can Manfred rally? Does not look like it at the moment. He's also not near the corpse cart or the mortis engine for their healing aura, so Manfred is going to just slowly attrition to death. He rallies at 146 HP. Oh my god. I love that he was crumbling until 146 and then he rallied, and he gets another invocation to heck. Yeah, he gets another invocation to heck on himself. Manfred's chilling. He's back. He's back, baby. Elsewhere, the vampire counts are holding. Exalted Plague Bearers are beating up on zombies, but that's a big who cares moment. As the Mortis engine is draining down all the demons of chaos, we're getting down to just the Exalted Great Unclean One and Uncle Frunkle. Now, Mortis engines go both ways, as the Exalted Great Unclean One has one as well that we talked about, but it is what it is. Oh, there's a corpse card of Balefires too. That's actually huge. That's great tech. It gives everybody around them fire damage and magic damage, both of which are good against Nurgle-based demons. Another Gaze of Nagash onto the Festering Stooges. Bro! Who hurt you? Okay, the first Gaze of Nagash was cool. I'll give you that one. Every Gaze of Nagash after that has been wasted winds of magic. Please, God, use your Gaze of Nagashes on the Exalted Great Unclean One or Uncle Frunkle. The Festering Stooges are not gonna hurt you anymore. There's no one in the closet. You're safe to go to sleep at night. Please, I'll check under your bed. I'll give you a nightlight. Stop using Gaze of Nagash on already dead Festering Stooges. Come on. Narcissism Net is out. Tier 2 army ability. Or is that Tier 1 now? Don't know. Teams of Chaos getting that army ability out. They silence Manfred so we can't cast some more spells, but also just holding in place so that the Sour Guts can fire. Good to see Demons of Nurgle for a change, yeah. Nagash took it personally. So the Mortis engine continues to drain down anything that gets near it, but it does not matter at all versus the two single entities, which is why I really want the Gaze to... Stop it, bro! I know it's not the Festering Stooges, but, like, that isn't important. You have stuff that can kill multi-entity models. You don't have a lot that can kill the single entities. Please, use your magic on the single entities, I'm begging you. Stop the madness. Holy shit, Tom Bombadil's here. Hi, Tom. I'm sorry for yelling at you, but I'm also really upset. Manfred's getting Rant's Visitation overcasted while he's Invocation Hectoring running away, and Uncle Frunkle and the Exalted Great Unclean One are fighting to the very death. Now, the Mortis engine is quickly running out of use. Never mind, a full health Exalted Plague Bearer is walking into its Schlurpy Schlurp aura, and Manfred survives another Rant's Visitation overcast. The Exalted Great Unclean One has 4,300 value. Okay, if he overcast it was a Skeleton Warrior and the overcast killed Manfred, I would have turned the stream off. Tom Bombadil is just freaking out never. For anyone to chat who needs to know, bro, stop it! Stop it! For anyone who doesn't know, Tom Bombadil's in the chat. He's the Vampire Counts player. You just Gaze of Nagash this Exalted Plague Bearer. Dude, I know the first one was sick. It was really sick, but you need to kill the single entities. Stop doing that. The Mortis engine can handle them. You don't need to. I'm so mad. Mortis engine is going to approach its heal cap here. So are the Cryptors. So are the zombies. Everyone around it. You sound like Artisid when you angry yell. I actually don't know who Artisid is. We demand you go back in time and change your replay. You know, for all the shit I'm talking, the Festering Stooges are still holding on, and they're kind of kicking the crap out of these guys, and somehow the Exalted Great Unclean One is dying. He's going down. Demonic Instability is taking him out despite the fact that he's 2,000 HP. He even Fleshy Abundance himself to try and do it. He's looking at Manfred as Manfred used that Invocation to Heck to save himself earlier in the game. He's trying to Fleshy Abundance, and Sweet Sorrow is doing everything he can to try to get his leadership back up. He's out healing Demonic Instability, and he's like, fucking stop! I'm winning this! Please! Stop Demonic Instability crumbling me! Fleshy Abundance wears off, so does the healing, and Demonic Instability will finish its grisly work as it takes the Exalted Great Unclean One far beyond his time. I don't know what was doing that much damage to him. Must have been these Crypt Horrors. 1,900 value and climbing as the Nurgling farts out. Manfred is cackling in the sky as he is heal-capped and survived everything thrown at him. Tom Bombadil prevails. Sydney Sweeney is Tom Bombadil. He's the most famous StarCraft 2 commentator. Is this a good comparison, or is this a bad thing? Should I be ashamed of this? I feel ashamed of this. For Lucinia, or Pegaz, whatever you want to call him, 5,100 on Exalted Great and Clean One, only 1,400 on Uncle Frunkle. His Festering Stooges and the little Plague Bears did fine. Barons of the Bog and Sour Guts did fine too. For Tom Bombadil, 1,500 on Manfred. Vargeist got some decent engagements. Mortis Engine with 2,500. And then the Crypt Horrors getting a good amount of value. And Zombies also doing fine. That'll take us to 1-1. You know what's fucked up? Is I didn't want to spoil it for you guys. I haven't seen these games before, but I knew there was a game 3. And as I was watching it, I actually started worrying I cast them in the wrong order. I knew there was a game 3, and I still thought Tom was going to lose that somehow. And I'm like, did they play the third one for fun? Because they numbered them. They numbered them, right? There's no way I cast them out of order. But the Vampire Counts have lost this shit. And then they won. Because I thought Manfred was going to die. When he got down to like 190 HP and he was still crumbling, I was like, they can't win without him. What the hell? And then he rallies, heals himself up in the forest for a while, and casts like 7 more Gaze of Gashes. All at the fucking Festering Stooges. Alright. Final game for this best of 3. We have Pegaz versus Tom Bombadil, Dwarves, and Ogre Kingdoms. Tom Bombadil always wins, even when he loses. There's those game-winning Gaze and Gashes. You're right, dude. The Gaze and the Gash on the Festering Stooges was lit. The first one that took out, like, over a third of their HP. Anyway, whatever. We have a different game. I need to shush. Dwarves versus not Nurgle. Ogres. Ugh, Jesus. Triple Gyrocopter, double Dragon Slayer, and Ungrim Iron Fist. A bunch of Slayers. Just a bunch of Slayers. Trollhammer Torpedoes, Miners with Blasting Charges, and that is the build. Aside for the Ogre Kingdoms, we have triple Lead Belcher, Ogre Bulls with Iron Fist, Noblars on the front line with Ogre Bulls and Iron Guts and all these things. We do have a Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw with only Troll Guts, and we have a Hunter on his Stonehorn doing his best to cause disruption. Very rough start here for the Ogre Kingdoms, and honestly, I think the Dwarves have this on build. Like, this feels so hopeless for the Ogres just based off the build. Now, I'm ready to be wrong, sure. Send it. Show me I'm wrong, but I don't know. This looks real good for the Dwarves. Like, all of their Slayers are super happy to do whatever. Trollhammer Torpedoes also should be doing a lot of damage. That one looks okay, but actually this one's in a lot of trouble. See how quickly the Ogres turn and realize they need to go kill this thing. But it's going to fire at them for now. Slayers and Gyrocopters doing their best. One Lead Belcher was already pushed away. Should rally. It'll come back. But the other two are in a bit of trouble. Stonehorn is getting some alone time with the Iron Drake, so I guess they will get shut down. The Slayers are killing a lot of the Ogre Bulls. Then we still have double Dragon Slayer and Ungrim to deal with in the late game, and Gyrocopters are, of course, going to be a big problem if they can focus down these Lead Belchers, which, I mean, they're shooting this one that's getting flanked by Miners, Dragon Slayer's taking care of another one, and the third one is off in the trees, getting routed away, and now it is firing at the back of these Gyrocopters, so hopefully they realize that soon and go deal with it. Trollhammer Torpedoes getting shut down, nice job from the Ogre Kingdoms there. Though I do anticipate the Slayer, Hero Core, plus Gyrocopters will be the late game. And they'll probably win. Send in a third replay and a 2-0 that's completely unrelated. Yeah. Like, Game 3 is Falcon and Flying Taco, but the whole series was not about them at all. Anyway, Gyrocopters continue to chase off the Lead Belchers who are just running away as the other Lead Belchers rally in the trees and try and stop them. Miners were giving chase, but it didn't get them very far. Slaughtermaster is in front of a firing line. Ooh, and if he routes, this could be disastrous, because then he can't dodge. He's going to get a clutch cast on himself of Troll Guts. He is on fire, so it won't heal him as much as it would otherwise, but I mean, still, he needed that healing. He is routing. Ogre's very far behind as the Gyrocopters and Slayers continue to do the Lord's work. And the second Lead Belcher is routing. Now, the first one that routed came back, and I don't think the Gyros have realized that happened yet, otherwise they would just swing over and take care of him. The Slaughtermaster's trying to get out of here. Still getting shot at by Trollhammer Torpedoes. The Hunter is blocking some of that damage for him. And now Ogre Bulls are going to do some peeling for their Slaughtermaster. Get him to safety as he dumble thumps around. Wicked, my question though is who doesn't hate Flying Taco? Like, answer me that. All bits and memes and jokes aside, who doesn't hate Flying Taco? He's so fucking toxic. If you've ever been in a voice chat with Flying Taco, you'll learn things about your own mother that you didn't even know were true or possible. And some people say, he's just lying or he's just kidding. No, he's not. Flying Taco's wholesome. Love that guy. Love him. Dragon Slayer catches up to Slaughtermaster after he rallied, reroutes him, pushes him away. Ungrim's still full HP. Dragon Slayer is very wounded, and other Dragon Slayer is full HP. And our Gyrocopters, all chilling. 11 out of 12 models, 12 out of 12 models, 10 out of 12 models. A pretty good amount of ammunition between them. Lead Belchers, that one is not coming back. 95 HP and negative 45 leadership, they are gone. That one is going to come back, and the Gyrocopter should be chasing them down. But I think Tom is going to clutch it out with a 2-1. Where are the Ogre Queens? I don't know. Hunter on a Stonehorn trying to carry the game. The Dragon Slayer is designed to kill him. High armor piercing, high bonus versus large. Stonehorn also has bonus versus infantry, but I'd rather be the Dragon Slayer in this situation, to be honest. Slaughtermaster getting chased off by Dragon Slayer and regular Slayers. Gyrocopters just firing away at the Hunter while they can. And this build being mostly unbreakable was designed to not give Ogre Kingdoms a lot of their army passives, so it's not even like there's a Butcher waiting to be given to this Hunter. He's just on his own. Do Ogres even have females? They're all female. At this point, I do think it's doomed, and I want to cast one more best of 3 before the night is over, so I will play it at ×2 speed. I don't actually know who wins this. Like, I don't remember which of these guys reported a win last week or 2 weeks ago, but just looking at the game state, it is completely fucked for the Ogres. They have no shot. Slaughtermaster Troll gutted himself up a bit, but it looks like Gyrocopters and the Dragon Slayer are going to go deal with that. Ogre Kings are gaining on the balance of power as the Hunter also got a Butcher, it appears. They finally got their tier 3 army ability. Watch them fast-forwarding, and then the Ogres clutch it out and win. The Slaughtermaster's gone now. It looks like he shattered or died. Dragonback Slayer's just about dead. Where's the other Dragon Slayer? Oh, shit. Okay, dick. It ended just as I was clicking, so I accidentally hit load replay, but yeah, there's no hope. Tom Bombadil takes the series 2-1. With a very clean a very clean Dwarfs game, and then a nail-biter Vampire Counts game. My goodness. Slayers did pretty well. Troll Armor Torpedoes did fine. Gyrocopters were the heroes of the day. The Miners Blast Charges and regular Miners got dunked on. One more best of 3 series. If we're going to get through it, we got to hurry up. So let's keep moving. But congratulations to Tom for the W. All right, we do have Xiphos versus Syth. Syth is an up-and-coming player, but very promising and pretty darn good. Xiphos, a man in and out of retirement, but a legend in his own right, so he might not be fully up to speed on the meta, and his micro might be a little rusty, but at a certain point, you just get like good enough that even your rusty version is better than I'll ever be. So, always love seeing Xiphos play. Let's check it out. Can the hot new young blood beat the old, withered, and decrepit Xiphos? Game 1 is a Kislev mirror, but do not fret, there's a little bit of spice to be found here. On the side of, it was Xiphos, right? Sorry, who's blue? It's Xiphos. Xiphos is blue. Got it. Here it is. On the side of Xiphos, we have double Little Grom, an Ice Witch of Tempest with Blizzard, and then our Leopard summon. Then some Kossar Spears, triple Griffin Legion, and Armored Kossars in the front line. On the other side for the red team, we have Kossovite Dervishes and Griffin Legions. Griffin Legion's very, very strong with all of the glorious charge buffs. But we get a Frostworm! Yay, Frostworm! Ice Witch of Tempest with just Hailstorm, but she's using the Frostworm for a very high HP pool to stop herself from getting sniped. We have some Streltsy, Armored Kossars, and Winged Lancers. So it is Mass Cav and a Frostworm versus mass infantry and double little grom. There's a name I haven't seen in a while. Yeah, Zyphos is around. Pops up for big events. Plays in all my faction wars and plays in the Warpstone Cup, but doesn't join like random ass tournaments. Frostworm Lady is in, as are these Kosovo dervishes charging in, but they took a lot of damage on the way in. It looks like their Fire Blood already was popped, and as soon as it wears off, they might just route off the map, because the map is like right beneath my camera here. But the red team has set up a full surround. They need to really leverage their cavalry advantage, because Zyphos has 3 Griffin Legion, which is still pretty good, but I mean, if Syth can force a bunch of engagements of 2v1s, that could be good. But it looks like something about this isn't quite right. Dervishes are fighting Griffin Legions all alone. These Griffin Legions are fighting a 2v1, and then they get a rear charge. Okay, that's good. This is unfortunately just a waste of a Kosovo Dervish. And, like, the front line isn't quite here yet, so things feel a little disconnected. As Griffin Legion get into a fight, on top of Armored Kossars helping out their Ice Witch, but then they get charged by other Griffin Legion. This is really the only fight that I could see potentially going well for the Red Kislev, and they're getting shot by Little Groms all the while. It feels like everything is going wrong for the Red Kislev. Their Snow Leopard is out. What can they do? I don't know what they're running at. They're just running into the middle of nowhere. Zyphos, you're my one chance of seeing Wood Elves tonight? Maybe. Ice Witch is going to use a little self-hailstorm to take out some Armored Kossars. The red front line has now arrived, and Winged Lancers are going to catch out a Little Groms. That'll be a good win here for Syth that they really need to get back in this game. As far as their flank goes, though, this has been a bit of a disaster. They've almost killed a Griffin Legion, but the green Griffin Legion has more health than any of the 3 red ones, and then there's a full health green Griffin Legion chasing those guys off. Caster is trying to get onto this Little Grom as her Winged Lancers deal with the other one. And that is an Overcast Blizzard that's going to catch an Armored Kossar and then half of a Streltsy as Griffin Legion chase them down while they're taking all this damage. That'll pop their Fire Blood for sure. Distance the heavy cav fight is going against the red team. And yeah, Syth gives it up. I don't think that was inappropriate. I think everything was just going to shit really fast. Zyphos, 1,000 value in each Little Grom. His Griffin Legion's got about 1,000 value apiece. And Armored Kossar's got some decent value. But with the early surrender that, again, I don't think was unwarranted, I do think that game was sliding far out of control. You're not going to see crazy values because the game didn't go to completion, but I do, like, I'm not saying everyone should surrender, but I do appreciate when high-level players just acknowledge when a game is done and call it. It can save you some time. Where we've all had that person that has, like, an unbreakable unit, like the Hell Cannon crew for Warriors of Chaos, and then they'll fight to the end, and it's like, dude, I have 15 units. You have a Hell Cannon crew. Just hit the concede. So, decisive game 1 there from Zyphos. On to game 2. Both sides still taking top-tier factions. As we have Zyphos on Brettonia and Syth on the Grand Cathay. Neither side taking much of a front line. Men-at-Arms and Peasant Mobs suck. Like, they're good units for what they do, but I'm saying they're not very good. And then on the other side we have 2 Peasant Long Spears, so it is a cav and ranged fight all the way through.
This is my realm.
Can you watch the entire replay from the Frost Leopard's POV? Yes. Alright, for Syth and Grand Cathay, if you want a game 3 between these 2 players, you are rooting for Syth. We have an Alchemist with Plague Rust and Searing Doom, Zhao Ming with just his Breath Attack, and then Zaytang the Watcher. 2 Peasant Long Spears, 5 Iron Hail Gunners, and then Jade Lancers, Peasant Horsemen, and 2 Onyx Crowmen. On the other side for Brettonia, 8 frontline units, a mix of Peasant Mobs and then Men-at-Arms with Swords, 4 Peasant Bowmen, King Lewin and Royal Hippogriff Knights, and then I imagine there's a Healing Caster somewhere. There she is, Damsel of Life and Grail Knights. This is a very meta, very strong Brettonian build. Ooh, Royal Pegasus is nice too. And a wild Grand Cathay build. And Zaytang, for some reason, is shooting at archers, and that's not worth his time at all. He needs to be just focusing on Lewin and stuff, but I suppose Zyphos is taking the slow route. He's keeping everybody of value out of Zaytang's range, and as soon as the Royal Pegasus Knights come into range, Zaytang snipes them out, takes out one model. It doesn't look like that much damage, but he did kill a whole model with one shot for free. Iron Hail's lighting up the peasant mobs, but there's so many peasants walking at them right now that the cavalry and Onyx Crowmen have to do a little bit of killing. Pegasus Knights have already lost 4 out of 20 models. They're not vampire counts, they're not Lizardmen Rev Crystals. Every model you lose means you can't heal it back up. It is dead and gone forever. Syth now takes aim at the Grail Knights. Zaytang snipes out 3 models, killing them entirely. But the Onyx Crowmen that got charged with the Grail Knights are a lost cause. Lewin is bold, flying into the face of the Iron Hail Gunners. Sure, he has the Lion's Shield, giving him 40% missile resistance, but a Plague of Rust, as Syth takes aim at his back, shoots him, does not do much damage, but the Iron Hail Gunners and Zhao Ming are also going to try and help out, as the Jade Lancers are getting activated to go once again fight the frontline fights. But yeah, this is where it starts to get concerning. The Iron Hail Gunners are on the back foot, running away from all these peasants. They don't have time to stop and shoot the elite Knights of Brettonia. But can you snipe out King Lewin? Down to half HP, Iron Hail's going to light him up as he tries to get back into the sky, and Syth shoots him at point-blank range with Zaytang. And if you can rout Lewin, then he loses his self-regen. That makes him actually much squishier to deal with. Onyx Crowmen getting sniped out by the Royal Hippogriff Knights. Really the only thing going for Cathay right now is this Lord Snipe, and while they're doing very well at it, doesn't look like they have the metal to stop him from getting away, and he's going to heal up. Meanwhile, the Grail Knights surround Zhao Ming and Zaytang, and even Lewin's not going to let this go. He's diving back in. He doesn't run from nothing. The Iron Hail Gunners are trying to line up a shot, but they're getting obstructed. Everywhere else, the Iron Hail Gunners are getting run down by Cav. We have 2 Iron Hail Gunners still alive in the back line, and Syth has rallied them. Oh, but there's Dwellers below. I didn't even know she took that spell, but she put it in the path of the Peasant Horseman and the only Peasant Long Spearman that there were. Now you just have 1 Peasant Long Spearman left. Half your infantry force deleted because you only brought fucking 2. It looks like Syth says, I can dive your back line too, as now the Jade Lancers and Peasant Horsemen are taking out the Peasant Bowmen of Grand Cathay. Both sides losing all of their ranged. But if it comes down to just a Cav and single entity fight, you have to think Brettonian's going to win it. I mean, Grail Knights, Hippogriff Knights, and Lewin versus fucking Zaytang and Zhao Ming, that's not much of a fight. So I'm getting worried. Zhao Ming deleted by the Grail Knights. He does get his little scales thing to pop off, but how long will that really save him as Zaytang tries to line up a shot? He's pulling out his bow, but I don't think there's too much you can do, my man. Zhao Ming's going to go down no matter what you do. Royal Baguette Knight. Zaytang is still trying to snipe Lewin more out of spite than anything else, because honestly, with this Brettonian type of build, you don't want to lose Lewin, right? You don't want to lose Lewin. But it's more important to keep the healing caster alive than Lewin, I would argue. Because healing for your Grail Knights and Hippogriff Knights is more important than leadership for them. Lewin's great. Again, you don't want to lose him at all. But what I'm trying to say is I don't think if Zaytang kills Lewin, let's say he does, I still think Brettonia would be up in this game. Because the Grail Knights and Hippogriff Knights are just doing so much work. Alchemist is trying to snipe out the Damsel of Life at the moment. He's going to get a little bit of help for some Jade Lancers, but the Jade Lancers are pushing off Grail Knights while Hippogriff Knights charge them in the rear. That's going to be pretty bad, and Zhao Ming will chase off Lewin. Zaytang lines up some shots, but there are still Royal Pegasus Knights right behind him. And Cathay has nothing. They have nothing left. Doomboy will appreciate time if it's the last thing I do. I won't. I refuse to. In comes a nice little Searing Doom that takes out the peasant, the men-at-arms behind the fight that we're currently watching, but Royal Hippogriff Knights and Lewin are going to finish off Zhao Ming, and with Zhao Ming goes the game. No Lord, no caster for Grand Cathay. They didn't have anything left anyway, so it's going to just be Zaytang getting slowly dragged down by Royal Pegasus Knights and Grail Knights. And that'll be GG. Now I do have to go to bed in 27 minutes. Not 27 minutes. I have to go to bed as soon as this game's over. Because I have to work at 5 in the morning. And I don't want to do that. So as Army Losses hits, let's do the stream outro. Thank you for hanging out tonight. We had some good series. We had some good stuff. I will be casting more Warpstone Cup stuff as single one-off replays on the channel. We'll also probably do some more streams of it here and there. Things will get a little more simplified as we get into rounds 4 and 5. We're currently in round 3, which means we have a 2-0 group, a 0-2 group, and a 1-1 group. Now, if you're paying attention to how the format works, you'll know that if you get to 3 wins, you advance to stage 2. If you get 3 losses, you drop out of the tournament entirely. So after this week, half the people in the 2-0 group are on to stage 2. Half the people in the 0-2 group are out of the tournament entirely. meaning we have less people in round 4. When you get to round 4, you have people in the 2 and 1, 1 and 2 groups. So then half of those participants are out, and the final round is 2 and 2. But yeah, so we're going to get less and less players after week 3. Week 3 is the last week that everybody is still in, which will make casting these a little less chaotic. So I know people have been like, you aren't releasing enough videos of Warpstone Cup replays, you aren't doing enough stream of Warpstone Cup replays. While that's probably true, I'm also trying to space it out so there's not 2 dead weeks where there's not enough replays to cast, and then we start stage 2. Right. Cool. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Hopefully it was a good one. And if you're not subscribed, do that. If you are subscribed, tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your dad. Tell your uncle. Not that uncle. Different one. Big D, thanks for the great content. No, thank you for the great content I assume you make. I just assume everyone's a YouTuber at this point. Blags, don't you get eliminated. It's not allowed. You aren't showing us enough of your pets. Alright, I'll go get them. If you want to see pets, hang on. If you don't, fuck off. Alright, scared of that. And then we'll go get you some pets. Oh, God. Where's anybody? Hey! Hazel! Hazel, come here! Come here! Hazel, puppy! Come here! Hazel, come on. There you go. Alright, we got the moo. We got the little moo cow. And Hazel is slouching in here. Hey, buddy, a little further than you're on camera. Come here. Yeah? Up? Up, Hazel. There you are. You're on camera. Yeah. Yeah, puppy. Moo cow's over it. He's trying to leave as the dog is here. Yes. The doggy. The doggy. Love this pup. Moo cow's actually hanging in there for now. Oh, he's coming up. Oh, fuck. Alright, well. Now we're just getting invaded. Hi. Hi. Mookow's blocking half the desk as he sniffs my water glass. Not the wine glass. That's over here. He's not even sniffing that. Sniffing my giant water jar. Alright, I'm gonna read comments while you guys get cat butt. Quick voice way to make fun of him. What a loser! Skaven aren't real. Oh, does your cat purr? Yeah, Ed purrs. No, I had this sheet up because there's a window behind my desk and the sun was setting, so it was bright as shit and ruining the lighting. That's it. Oh. Damn, boy, you swole? Hell yeah, dude. We've been working out. Actually, you want to see something? You want to see something fun? Hold on, I don't get it. I splurged a little bit. So for a long time, I was working out with 55s. I was working out with 55-pound weights was the max I could do. So then now that we moved and I don't have to move it, I got 75-pounders. I don't have a gym membership, but now I have 275, so I can do dumbbell press with those, squats with these and things. But yeah, 75 is a lot. And then I got one of those cable systems. How many days a week do you work out? 5. Ugh, I do 5 days a week. I got one of those cable system things. So then you can do bicep curls, you know, tricep extensions, stuff like that. Yeah, I do 5 days a week. I have been since I swam. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. I have a whiteboard that has my workout on it. Oh, that is right into the light. No. You can see it up there. You can't read it, but you can see it. So I go through a weekly rotation. Cardio 3 days a week. Abs the 2 days I don't have cardio. And then... So day 1 is pecs, biceps, and abs. Sunday is shoulders, inner shoulders, forearms, legs, and cardio. Midweek is biceps, triceps, and cardio. Thursday is triceps, pec, forearms, wrist exercises so I don't get carpal tunnel. And then cardio. And then we end the week with abs, legs, shoulders. This weighs as much as my dog, plus another half of my dog. Hazel is 50 pounds. And this single weight it's like twice as much. Which is insane, because it's not that big. Like, I mean, it's big, but, like, you look at a whole fucking dog, and then this is 1.5 dogs. Oh, God. Actually, yeah. So, our house is actually not very tall, either. So if you've ever noticed in the background, you see all this shit on the ground? That's a pull-up bar and a tricep dip bar thing. That's too tall for our living room, so I took it apart when we moved, which was like 2 weeks ago. No, we didn't move 2 weeks ago. What am I, stupid? 2 months ago. It's just been on the floor of my office because I haven't had time to like post it on Facebook Marketplace or figure out if I'm just gonna scrap it. So I've just had this tripping hazard taking up my entire office forever because I don't know. My office is just a Skaven den. Like, my computer is a mass of wires you can't see beneath it because I have this mouse that's my gaming mouse. It's more responsive. And then I have another mouse that's wireless and quiet for when I want to cast replays and I don't want clicking sounds. Then I have another mouse that's ergonomic and it's vertical. So I have wires for a lot of those rolling around. I have my headset wires, fucking camera wires. And then we have this light. And then I have extension cords running all over. So it's just like, the floor is this metal fucking thing, and wires everywhere. And it's just a disaster, but it's my little Skaven den, and I know where everything is. And now I need to buy a new chair, because this one's creaky. Which is no good for casting. Because I have that dope-ass chair. So I have a second chair, right? But this chair makes, like, fart sounds when you sit on it, like, because it's leather, so it creaks, and I just didn't want to fucking deal with people in the comments like, did you just fart? No, I moved slightly in a leather chair, and it went like, brrr. So this chair used to be the quiet one for casting, but now it's creaky. I need a new quiet chair. Anyway, that's a bunch of info nobody asked for. I'm going to check chat one more time, and then I'm going to leave. Most jacked rat. Yeah, I've been lifting since I was 14. I was on the swim team in high school, and then I had this is okay. I know I meme a lot, but this is a real thing, and I'm chill about it, but it is a real thing. When I was in high school, right? So I was swimming a lot, and you have to be shirtless, right? And you're in like this fucking little Speedo thing. So there's really no modesty to it at all. And I always wanted to be thin, and I always wanted to, like, look good. So I'd work out a lot, but then I would also not eat very much. And it caused me a whole bunch of health problems and whatever, and I just, like, had really bad body image issues because I wasn't thin enough, you know, like all these things. I was just really self-conscious. So it's not great. And then in college, I went to therapy for my anxiety, and then that kind of came up as a side product of it, so we worked on that. And then, like, I realized that getting in shape, and I'm speaking in generals here, but getting in shape and being thin are completely unrelated. You can be horribly out of shape and be thin. You can be really in shape and have body fat. Like, they're unrelated things. And I started watching a lot of strongman competitions, and strongman competitions aren't like Mr. Olympia or anything. Those, like, really Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime when he had, like, those huge muscles but also 0% body fat. That's not what strongman's in. And I saw these strongmen, and they could lift, like, a ton of weights and stuff. And I'm being real here. They could lift, like, a ton of weights and stuff, but they were, like, kind of guys I would have considered as a high schooler to be, like, fat guys. Like, trying to think of it. Eddie Hall is one. The guy who played the Mountain from Game of Thrones is one. Bjorn Hathinson, something like that. And, like, that really helped me get it through my head, just watching these guys be, like, confident and strong, but not, like, thin and shit. And then, like, I just started eating a lot more, and I noticed that, like, exercise was all of a sudden more fun, and I was getting a lot more out of it, and, like, I was getting more muscle growth and getting more responsiveness and stuff because I was, like, eating a lot more and actually giving my body the fuel it needs. So, yeah, So out of the 14 years... Wait, no, I'm 30 now. Fuck. All right. Out of the 16 years I've been lifting, I'd say the last 7 have been my best. And it's a shame that I didn't know that when I was younger, and that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm not just trying to, like, make you feel sorry for me. But if you are in high school and college, I'd urge you to think that way if you don't already, in that, like, if physical exercise or something is something you want to do, really focus on what is correct and what is healthy and what is, like, best for your gains, rather than what's, like, cool or whatever thing you're stuck in your head about how you look. That shit doesn't matter. Like, you're the only person who cares about that. Like, everybody cares about how they look, but no one else cares about how everybody else looks. You know what I mean? So it's like, just do you. You're good. And then exercise can be a positive thing. But, like, I don't know. Body image stuff is serious. And people don't like to talk about it for guys. Like, people like to talk about it for girls all the time. And it's a serious thing for girls. I'm not trying to downplay it, but it's like, oh, this girl has bulimia, or this girl's anorexic, or things. That's fucked up. It can happen to guys, too, if you're not careful with it. Because, like, I didn't know it was a thing that guys could struggle with. And I was struggling with it, but I didn't know I had a problem. Right? So, just take care of yourself. Strongman shit is insane. It is insane. It's awesome, too. Mm. You're beautiful, no matter what they say. I have Triflow, silicone spray, lithium grease, as well as WD-40 laying around. You should use the right tool for the job. I do have WD-40 in the garage, but I am not a handyman. I don't know shit. I'll probably just take the chair out in the garage and just spray the fuck out of it. Good body image and health advice. Adorable pups, Onion Ranch. Any of you aren't subscribed, how? Yeah. Half the battle showing up, Wicked? Yeah. Yeah, I advocate for therapy and stuff. Like, I had anxiety. Well, I still have anxiety, but now it's just managed. But when I was 18, I was like, why does it feel like I'm having a heart attack all the time? Am I dying? And then a therapist was like, you seem a little high-strung. And I'm like, you fucking think? I spend most of my time shouting at video games. I'm a high-strung individual. And he's like, yeah, okay, you can stop that. So now, I'm chill. He said as yesterday he nearly had a heart attack yelling at a necrosphinx for not hitting anything. I'm leaving now, and you can't stop me. Goodbye forever, my friends. Tactical Lich and Tequila Sunset have some streams coming up this weekend. I'm sure Turin probably does too, as far as Total War content creators go. I hope Platypus has more streams. He came back briefly for Dom, but I don't know if he got busy again. Hopefully he sticks around. That's it. I'm stalling because I don't want to go to work tomorrow. And if I go to bed, that means I have to wake up and then go to work. And if I never go to bed, I never go to work. All right, goodbye! Gladiator's a sick idea. Dude, yes. Okay, Angry Lemon, you're so right. So, please show up. I think it's going to be Sunday. Please show up on Sunday to Gladiator. What Gladiator is it's actually my favorite thing. I made it up, and I'm so proud of it. And whenever people watch it, they're like, this is the shit. And then everyone forgets it exists as soon as the stream is off. Sunday, show up for Gladiator. Someone gets a big-ass army. I make up a story for it, and then we narrate the story as they fight person to person, and every unit that shatters or dies is cut from the build as this big army gets whittled down by smaller armies they go through, and we see where their story ends up, and we see when they finally die. It's the shit. It's amazing. Please show up. It's my favorite thing, and no one likes it besides me. Okay, now I'm going. Bye.